What's up, friends? It's another Pilates reformer workout. Today we're going to be doing a kneeling fun workout. It'll be pretty quick. We'll do full body. Today we will optionally have a pair of ankle weights. These are 2.5 pounds or this many kilograms. And if you don't have these, you do not need them. I feel like sometimes you guys don't believe me when I say optional. I promise they're optional. You'll still get a good workout if you don't have them. So we'll start on one heavy spring and one extra light spring. If you don't have the extra light, you can use a heavy and a light spring instead. Headrest will be down. Put on your ankle weights if you have them. And while you're doing that, take a moment to subscribe to this channel. I post free workouts every week, bringing it to the people. And if you like exclusive workouts, extended workout sessions, lots of prop work, you should check out my membership. I also offer weekly workout plans and so much more. More than 100 people enjoy this month to month. I think you will too. So when you're ready, kneel on your reformer facing the poles. Let's get started. So with your hands flat on the mat or with your knuckles to the mat if you have wrist issues, or even palms up to the shoulder blocks if you want an extra challenge. We're just gonna start doing a little cat-cow. So we'll start in a nice neutral spine. Big breath in, exhale. Push the mat away, round your spine like someone's pushing your belly button up to the ceiling, tucking your pelvis under, doing this big curve here. As you exhale, feel like someone's pushing your belly button down to the floor. Flare your sit bones to the back wall, free your tailbone behind you. And instead of bringing our eyes all the way up to the ceiling, we're just painting our gaze forward in front of us. Shoulders are relaxed and down. Tuck the pelvis under, curl up, pushing the bed away, and arching the back. So the biggest thing I see in this position is people kind of not being willing to untuck the spine. Really let the tailbone be free behind you. Good. And one more time. Keeping the shoulders right over the wrists, not rocking back or forward. And arching back. Good. When you're ready, we're going to bring it back to neutral spine. And you can keep the hands down on the mat for this one, or if you want an extra balance challenge, you can bring them up to the shoulder blocks. You're going to place the heel of the left leg on the foot bar. And we're going to push the hands away from the machine. Leg in parallel, we're going to press away, bend the knees to bring it in, or bend the knee to bring it in. So warming up the back of the thigh. And we really want to take control of this one. So what I mean by this is we're not, exactly, not jamming into the foot bar. And we're really letting ourselves pace this. The left hip is facing down toward the mat. And our shoulders are staying over the wrists. We're not letting the wrists go out in front of us. It also means the right knee is staying below the right hip. Good. Bring it halfway in. We're going to take tiny pulses, really pressing into the heel. Good. 3 more. 2 and 1. Big breath in. Exhale. Extend it out. Bend the knee, bring it in. Hands stay in the same spot. Right knee stays in the same spot. Now we're bringing the ball of the left foot up to the foot bar. So we're going to be in this raised heel position the whole time. Shoulders over wrists, hips nice and square, knee facing down. Left heel high, push out, and bend the knee, bring it in. So you'll notice that as you go through this motion, your core is going to have to kick on in order to stabilize. So for the wrists and hands to not go ahead of your shoulders, let's take it nice and slow and the core is going to kick on automatically. 4 more. Make sure that knee is still facing down and you're not letting the hip rotate out to the side. Last 2. And 1. Bend your knee, bring it halfway home. Keep the heel high in the back, little pulses up and down. 6 more to make it 8. 4, squeeze your glutes. Feel your low abs supporting here. Feel that pressure through the palms. Last one, big breath in, exhale, press all the way out to finish. Bring it all the way in. Good. Now we're going to go for external rotation. So we'll start in that flat foot position. Your toes can come to the outside edge of the bar, and now that left hip is opening slightly. So we want to feel like the left knee is resting on top of a table instead of drifting down to the floor. That's going to help us target the part of the glute we want. Deep breath in, exhale, press away, and bend the knee, bring it in. Now, you only need to bend the knee as much as you feel you need or can in order to get it to come in. We don't want to pop the heel underneath. We want to keep that foot completely flat. So work within the range of motion you have, keeping that in mind. So you're probably feeling the glutes starting to engage in a slightly different way. Maybe a little more glute work on this one instead of hamstrings. Last 2. And 1. Bend the knee halfway in. Tiny pulses up and down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. The sweat is dripping down my arm already. It's a hot day in New York. 2 and 1. Big breath in, exhale, press it out. Bend the knee, bring it in. Good. Take a rest for 1 sec. We're going to move to our external rotation with the heel lifted now. So same concept as when we were in parallel, but this time that knee is going to still be rotated out to the side. So begin in that same position we were in. Foot on the foot bar, knee lifted. Now move your foot a little bit inward, lift that heel up. So you want to keep the heel high and keep that knee lifted and rotated up as we press out and bring it in. So that the hip is still open a little bit, but we're not totally turning our body over to the side. 6 more to make this 8. Keep that pressure into the shoulder blocks or into the mat through the palms. Holding your core steady. Nice. Last 2. And 1. Stretch all the way out. Bend your knee halfway in. Keep the knee high. Tiny pulses up and down. 8. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big breath in. Exhale. Extend all the way out. Bend your knee. Bring it in. Good job. Lower the knee down. Take a child's pose if you like. Arms extend forward. Deep breath in. Exhale, release. When you're ready, come on up. We're going to do the whole thing on the other side. Oh, it's funny. I didn't think the ankle weights would do much for this portion, but I'm actually feeling a little bit of something from that. I have more in store that's going to involve the weights in a few minutes. So we're going to start with the right foot on the bar. Heel is on the bar. Leg is parallel. Knee facing down. Hip nice and square. Deep breath in. Push away from the hands. We go out and bring it in with control. Press out, bend the knee, bring it in. Out. So you really want to take this at a pace that you can control. Control is much more important, in my opinion, than banging out a lot of reps quickly. Fast does not mean better. Oops, last 3. Final 2. And last 1, bend your knee, bring it halfway in, tiny pulses up and down. 8, 7, 6, 5. Really pushing into the heel, engaging the glutes and the hamstrings. 2 and 1. Big breath in, exhale, press it all the way straight. Bend your knee, bring it in. Next, ball of the foot on the foot bar, still in parallel. We find our bearings once more. Toes on the bar, heel is lifted behind you in that raised heel position. Core is on, knee facing down. We press out and in. I just need to change my knee position just a little bit. Good, we've got 7. This is 6. You want to think about keeping your neck long. So we don't want the eyes high. We don't want them too low. Just want to kind of be looking somewhere down in front of you. Think about a long line from your tailbone all the way up to the base of your skull. Or really the crown of your head. Why not the crown of your head? Last 2. And 1. Bring it halfway in, tiny pulses up and down. Squeeze the glutes. This is 6. Make sure the shoulders are staying right over the wrists. You may feel a lot of work in the supporting leg too, especially since we just got through all of the first side. And 1. Extend all the way out. Bring it all the way in. Very nice. Now we go to our external rotation. So we start with the foot flat on the bar. Knee is lifted to the side. So now our right hip isn't fully square to the mat. It's opened a little bit, but we're also not totally pancaking out to the side. So knee is lifted, shoulders square, we press out and bend the knee, bring it in. So again, we don't want to go so far in that the heel has to lift. Only work within the range of motion that you have here, meaning bend your knee as far as you can before that heel starts peeling up, please. Last 3. Final 2. And 1. Bend your knee halfway home, tiny pulses up and down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big breath in, exhale, extend it long. Bend your knee, bring it in. Take 1 moment, shake out your wrists if you need to. Roll them out. And we're gonna go for external rotation, raised heel on that right leg still. Last one in this sequence. So, foot basically in the same spot as we had it. Now you're gonna step it inward just a little bit. Lift the heel so that you're on the ball of the right foot. And the knee is still lifted out to the side. Shoulders squared to the floor. We press out and in for 8, 7. Abs are on, taking care to make sure you're not arching your back. This is 5. Last 4. Once again, sweat is dripping down my arms. Last 2. And 1. Bring it halfway in, little pulses up and down. 8. And we're done with this. 7, 6, 5, 4. Last 3. Ooh, both sides are on fire. Geez. And 1. Big breath in, exhale. Press it all the way straight. Bend your knee, bring it in. Lower your leg, press down into a child's pose. Arms reach forward, head comes down. Deep breath in. Exhale. Roll it up to sitting. Very nice. Let's continue on. All right, for this next one, let's turn to face side. Add on a couple springs just for stability. It doesn't really matter how many, we just want to make sure the carriage isn't moving around too much. We're going to bring our hands down to the floor. Now, if you have a reformer that has legs, you will place a box down on the floor in front of you so that you're not pitching forward. If you don't have one, you could try this without, but it will be maybe a little bit nicer with the box. So we're gonna place our hands down on the floor or down onto the box, depending on our situation. Hips right over heels. We're gonna flex the feet at the ankle, push the floor or the box away, really press into your right knee, lift your left leg, flexing the foot, lower it back down. Once again, lift it up, lower it back down. We're keeping lots of control in the pelvis, so we're not rocking over to the side as this comes up. It's gonna feel like significantly more work if we really fight to keep it very, very stable. You need to adjust at any point, feel free to do so. I need to do that right now, so that's what I'm gonna do. And when I really have great control over this, I really feel it a lot in my abs, so hopefully you're finding the same. Last 2. And 1. Good. Lift back up to hip height. Flexed foot. Little pulses up and down like you're kicking the ceiling. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. Now let's see if we can start to lift up the right arm as we lift the left leg, still to that bent position. Good. Push the floor or the box away. Right arm comes up. Bent left leg comes up. Place it back down. Holding the pelvis still. Not arching the back as we come up. Place it down. Adjust if you need to. and lower down. So we really don't want to be rocking side to side. We're drawing the pelvic floor up. We are drawing the hip bones together. The ribs are pulling in without gripping. Last 2. And 1. Hold. Now we're going to pulse arm and leg up and down. 8, 7, flex foot. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Good. Bring the knees forward a little bit. Take a child's pose. Oh, and relax. It's so funny. I have a cold today, and I don't know what it is, but when I record when I'm a little sick, I really kick my own ass, which is funny. Like, normally when I'm not recording, I'm cozied up under a blanket and being a little bit of a baby about it, but I don't know, something comes over me. So here we go. Hands down on the floor, knees under hips, hands on the box, I should say as well. Push the mat away. Right leg is next. So make sure you're really stable over your left leg. Put a little bit of extra pressure into that left knee. We're gonna bend the right leg, flex the foot, bring it up. Take a second to adjust. I'm very fidgety right now, so I'm really taking a moment to make sure I feel supported, and bring it down. Pelvis, we want that to be stone still. So we're not arching the back as the leg comes up. We're keeping the back very neutral. Neither arching nor curling. 4 more like this. Last 3. Final 2. And 1. Pause at the top. Pulse for 8. Like you're just pushing your heel up. 6, 5. Still pushing the floor or the box away. 2. And 1. Bring it down. Rest for a second. Take your child's pose if you need to. Literally sweat dripping down my arms. It's crazy today. All right. Now we'll go for our arm and leg variation. So push the floor or the box away. Good. Bring your spine to a nice neutral position, not curled, not arched. Make sure your shoulders are right over your wrists. And this time we're going to bring the left arm up as we raise the right leg. Place it down. Adjust if you need to. Get yourself stable. Left arm, right leg. Place it back down with control. So we want ideally no shifting in the pelvis as we bring it up. And since this is our second side, of course it may feel significantly more challenging. And that's okay if that's the case. But we still really want to focus on that stability. 4 more. Last 3. Ooh, it's getting a little wobbly for me. 2. Keep that pressure away through the right hand. And 1. Good. Next time you lift, we're going to hold. Little pulses up and down. Arm and leg go up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift and lower down. Child's pose, take it back. Arms reach forward on the floor or on the box. Hips down to your heels. Big breath in, exhale. Roll it up. Very nice. We're going to take a little bit for obliques. We will switch to 1 extra light spring or 1 light spring, depending on what you have access to and what feels best. We're going to kneel on the machine once again, hands down to the floor or your box in front of you. So palms on the floor, right in front of your shoulders. Knees are going to be stacked together. And we're just going to send the knees over to the side, dip your hip down. Your top knee is going to just pivot up a little bit. Bring it right back to starting slowly with control. Good. And we're going to take another 7. So we're just going to let the carriage go to the side, knees go with it, and use the abs to control, bring it back. So we need that belly button drawing in and up the whole time. I'm actually going to step my knees a little bit to the center so I have a little more space to go. We go side and back up. Now with my camera angle, it looks like my shoulders are not in line with my wrists because I'm on a little bit of an angle to camera, but I promise you I am fully square. My shoulders are right over my wrists. And my hips start right stacked over my knees. Spine is very, very, very straight. Very neutral, I should say. So we're getting a lot of shoulders naturally by being in these straight arm positions here. And we really want to be lifting the pelvic floor as we do this too. We're going to take 2 more like this. Last one. Good. Bring it all the way up. Roll the shoulders out. Good. Take them back and forward. All right, just to see this logical conclusion through on this side, switch to one heavy spring, kneel on your machine, facing the same side. Right hand is on the center of the foot bar. Knees are pretty much centered on the mat, and we're going to just find a nice diagonal side plank. We're going to start to send the carriage away, and then feel your head come on an upward diagonal to bring yourself home. So we don't want to be sinking in, we don't want to be arching up, we just want to find this nice diagonal line. So take a moment, try to find that for yourself. You will feel core, you will feel this start to engage. You can also bring your arm up. And you can take any number of sort of balletic options here, or expressive options, as you like. After 4, so if you decide you'd like to bring your right leg out to the side, you're welcome to do so. Whether that's the foot resting on the foot bar or hovering up above. I'm sorry, over the headrest or hovering up above. I'm going to take the hover. Good. And whether you're kneeling or legs straight, next time you press out, you're going to hold. Pulse the leg up and down. 8, 7, 6. Oh, that 8 count was a little ambitious. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lower the leg. Push into the foot bar. Bring it all the way in. That was a little dicey, but we got there. Close the stopper. Let's turn around. We'll do the whole thing on the other side. Switching back to that extra light spring or that light spring. Let's come to a kneeling position. Knees will be centered on the mat, hands down on the floor or on a box in front of you. We're going to push the floor away, keep the knees together, lean the right hip down, bring it all the way back in, stack the knees. Now, for whatever reason, this side is a lot harder for me to control. That's okay. So you will find a little bit of a tip as that top knee comes up, whoops, and as that bottom hip starts to dip down. So you really want to try hard to control it all the way home. We don't want to be curved or arched in the spine. Keep it nice and neutral. And your gaze is down in front of your fingertips in front of you. I'm actually going to bring my knees a little bit further forward so I have more room to work here. I was boxing myself in a little bit. Good. This is 3. Final 2. And up. Last one. Very nice. Bring it to a close and we'll get ready to move on to our side plank. Whoops, our side plank. All right, coming up, we're gonna flip onto one heavy spring. Kneeling roughly on the center of the machine, your right hand will go to the foot bar this time. We will bring the shoulder right over the wrist on the bar. We want the hand roughly right in line with the shoulder, not too far forward, not too far back. We're going to stack the knees as we lean into this side plank, and we really want to try to find a straight line from the crown of the head to the hips to the knees, and I hope that's where I am. So we're going to start off just taking about 4 of these. If you know you like the other variations, you can move right into them. For consistency's sake, I will go right into the knee, the bent knee variations, and you're welcome to take the expression of the arms however you liked it on the other side. So for me, after 4 of those bent leg variations, I took that left leg right out to the side. So again, whichever options you like, Try to keep the hips from dipping down or hiking up. And of course, you can always hover that leg as well. Or lower and lift. Good. After 8, we're going to press out. Whether you're bent leg or straight leg, we're gonna lift and lower that leg for 8, 7, 6, try to keep the carriage still, it's easier said than done. 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Lift the leg, lower it down. Think about your head coming on an upward diagonal as you rotate in, and turn around. Let's close the stopper, we'll move on. All right, we are done with the ankle weights, so let's take those off, get rid of them. Bye, smell you later. When you're ready, we're gonna turn to face the poles. We're gonna grab the straps and do some kneeling arms. So kneeling with our knees right up against the shoulder blocks, curling the toes under if you have access to that. We're gonna grab the straps in both hands, sitting on your heels, trying to keep the spine nice and straight, not extended back, not rounded. We're going to press the palms back and bring them forward. Press the palms back and bring them forward. Trying to feel the back muscles drawing your arms back, shoulder blades squeezing together along your back. Now this feels very doable. You can engage the back muscles, squeeze the glutes as you come back, try to lift your hips and hips as you come up. And back. If that feels very doable to you, you're welcome to lift the hips and keep them lifted. Good, 3 more like this. Last 2. Not popping the ribs as the hands press down, keeping the chest lifted without changing the orientation of the rib cage. Last 1, press back, we hold, look over the right shoulder, over the left shoulder, center, bring it forward. Again, press back, look over the left shoulder, over the right shoulder, forward, bring it back. Again, press back, look over your right shoulder, over your left, center, bring it home, press back, over your left shoulder, over your right shoulder, forward. Very nice. Next, we're going to kneel, hovering the hips above the heels, straps still in the palms. We're going to press back and bring the hands forward. So we're holding this hinge position, taking that same exact motion. While we're holding this position, we really need to activate the core and squeeze the glutes to maintain this little hover. And I don't know about you, but I feel the triceps really start to isolate here. We'll take 1 more like this, then we're gonna hold the hands back. Now we're gonna keep the elbows right where they are, just hinge at the elbow and bring the hands back. I'm gonna hold the straps in a fist so it makes it easier to keep my wrists really straight. So we wanna think just the elbow bending, knuckles coming forward, knuckles pressing slightly behind me. Let's take 4. Last 3. Final 2. And last 1. Good. Lower the arms and take a rest. Next, we're going to open the arms out to a T and bring them back to starting. Straps are still in your palms, palms face forward. See arms go out to the side. If you're feeling ambitious, you can lift the hips as you extend the arms out to the side and lower down. Lift the hips up, extend out, and lower down. This might feel very taxing along your back and along your shoulders and pecs. That's okay. If you really feel like you want a challenge, keep the hips high. Good, 2 more. You really have to work to keep the core stable if you're keeping the hips fully lifted for this one. It's definitely a challenge for me. Good, very nice. Close the stopper, come back down to kneeling. And when you're ready, release the straps. Find a comfortable sitting position or kneeling position. Take your right arm, cross your left arm over it. Just let your right shoulder relax down. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Other arm, left arm crosses the body, right arm grabs onto it. Deep breath in, exhale, let it go. Right elbow bends, grab the elbow in your left hand and just lift your chin, let the weight of your head rest into that right arm behind you. Feel a nice tricep stretch here. Forgot the word for tricep. Other arm, left elbow bends. Good. Hold on to that left elbow with your right hand. You can just let the weight of your head rest into your left arm behind you. Feel that deeper stretch. Good. Now we're going to cross the left ankle with the right knee in a cross-legged position. This is good for you. This is enough stretch. Stay there. If you have access to let that right knee lower down, feel free to do that. If you can access that position, you're going to lean forward to stretch the glutes. If you're just crossing knees, take a little twist over to the right side here. So pick your poison. You're going to do a twist, or you're going to let the knee lower and do a fold. If you're doing the fold, try not to round the back. Let the tailbone be free behind you. Good. Other side. Left ankle crosses the right knee. You can take your twist here if that's the vibe for you today. If you'd like to go a little more for glutes and you have access to it, lower the left knee, lengthen through your low back, and just lean forward. And you have done it. Thank you so much. If you're not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And if you got something out of this workout, hit the like button so others like you can see it too. If you're not a member of my membership, you should definitely do that. I have weekly workout plans, exclusive videos, extended workouts, and a whole lot more. It's a good time to get into a lot of fun prop work. Thank you so much to my membership supporters who help me bring content like this to the whole world. And super duper special thanks to the folks who've been with me for 6 months or more, particularly to the 12+ month crew, my year-long OGs. Love and appreciate you all. Thank you so much. I will see you around for the next one. P.S. Tell me if you're sore tomorrow.